Hey guys, welcome to another live video of the Fan Stands with the usual panel with me, Mohsin and Ahmed. How are you, Ahmed?
I'm fine, Mohsin. How are you?
I'm
How's your
good.
Sunday going?
Yeah, it's really warm and hot outside, and I can wait for club football to be back. I hope you had a good Sunday, and thank you for taking time out from a busy Sunday schedule, Ahmed.
Yeah, no worries. It's always good to talk about football any day of the week. No worries. Sunday,
Yeah,
Monday, I'm always available to talk about it.
great, Ahmed, great. But the best thing is that today we're going to be talking about a particular club, and it's not often we do that. Mostly we
Yeah,
just analyze, we talk about the entire week of football. But today, we're going to be talking about one club because it has caught our eye. And to be honest, I made a commitment to the Everton way on Twitter because, yeah, I think they were upset about the fact that a lot of pundits and renowned pundits had bashed Everton's chances of improving this season.
yeah.
And they were also very critical of their new signing, mainly James Rodriguez, because a lot of people thought that he was a finished product and he could not replicate what he did in 2014 in the World Cup for Colombia, which made his name, and he had a very horrible time at Real Madrid and I believe an average time at Bayern Munich. But now he's reunited with Ancelotti. So Ahmed, we'll be moving to you shortly. So before we come to you, Ahmed, I just like to come talk a little bit about history because
Yeah,
obviously
no
I'm watching
worries.
football for the last 17 years. So I've seen Everton my first full-fledged season. So Ahmed, they finished somewhere. I think they finished fourth under David Moyes, and Liverpool finished fifth. So that was the highest I've seen Everton finish. And since then, it's been a very bumpy ride. They've had a few decent players. They had players like Gravison, they had Tim Cahill, and they had I
Mikel
mean,
Arteta.
they had Mikel Arteta. Sorry, how could I forget? And they had a few decent players, but they weren't able to cut it out. And then we saw managers like Marco Silva coming in, who I mean couldn't even do well, and even Noel Koeman before that. So they've struggled. They've had the struggle, but this video is again dedicated to the Everton way. And sorry if we're inaccurate about something, and if we make a mistake, or if you guys find something harsh, because we're here to analyze the facts, what we think is right. We can be wrong. So Ahmed, over to you. I mean, since Ancelotti's taken over, the only thing we've seen is improvement, especially this season. So I mean, what is your take on it? 4 out of 4 wins so far, and they're on top of the league, and the Merseyside derby is next week. So this is the first time I'm seeing Everton on top of the table, and Liverpool coming off a sluggish performance against Aston Villa. We're gonna have a full-fledged video on this in the coming week
Yeah.
when we go live on a full-fledged show. But Ahmed, can you just tell us what you've seen so far about Everton this season?
First of all, I'd like to start with how the Ancelotti signing was in Everton because you and I we talked about it. We said that and Carlo Ancelotti has a history of going to those clubs which can provide those which can have a really good financial backing with them. So yeah, he always goes to Bayern. He went to Bayern Munich. He was really good in Real Madrid. He went so good in Bayern Munich because I think most of the players were suffering under him, and I think Bayern Munich players didn't have much love for him. So when he signed for Everton, I think most of the pundits, even me, I was a bit surprised because he was a really good. In my eyes, he was still a top manager, and like what he did for Real Madrid and AC Milan. Even though I am an Inter fan and I don't like AC Milan that much, but I always have a respect for him. So when I heard the news that he was going to Everton, it was a bit difficult because I think Ancelotti has that habit of not playing younger players. He has a habit of always recruiting good players through financial backing. So yeah, when he went to Everton, I think it was a kind of a different Carlo Ancelotti. He was given a decent backing. I think Everton have a really good owners who knows how to invest. So in first season, I think due to the absence of Lukaku, I think who went quite 2 years ago. I think I think they struggle a bit offensively. I think after that, I think Richarlison has been really good. Dominic Calvert-Lewin, I think the academy player has a really shaky start in the beginning, but I think this is the really good season. This will be the good season for him. I think problem they had is they didn't have a proper midfield. I think Andrew Gomes played really nice, but I think Gylfi Sigurdsson there was the main assist maker and their main playmaker. Who I think even though he's 32, but he didn't contribute too much last year. He had some good matches.
Yes, Ahmed,
Uh,
that is what I was saying. Gylfi Sigurdsson was amazing at Swansea. He didn't cut it out at Spurs, and at Everton, a lot of people were critical. They wanted him to be sold, but we're going to come to that part. But Ahmed, you mentioned Calvert-Lewin. Is this going to be a breakthrough season for him? Because I'm saying this over here. I hope this turns out to be true. I think this can be a 20-plus goal season for him, and he's received his, I believe, his first proper
First,
English England call up by Southgate.
I think he won the Premier League Player of the Month as
Hmm.
well. So yeah,
Yeah,
with
both
his
both him, both
six,
him, both him and
yeah,
Ancelotti. Yes.
yeah, both Carlo Ancelotti and him, they are 4 out of 4 wins right now. I think I think Calvert Lewin is a really good striker. He's a really good out and out striker. Last season, I think the problem is they didn't have a good playmaker. Like I said, that Gulfi Sigurdsson was the only playmaker they had. I think after that, Lucas Digne was their provider. I think just like Andy Robertson from Liverpool. I think they were Digne provided them with assisted and the true balls that Richarlison and Calvert Lewin was having them. So yeah, I think it. So yeah, for I think this season, I think they really had a good midfielder in James Rodriguez, who has been given the role of being playing that number 10 to wing role and providing assist and providing them with some crucial goals and providing them with a brilliant forward runs and passing that we have seen in 4 matches of Premier League action for Everton. So yeah, I think this is going to be a really good season for Calvert-Lewin. Uh,
So, Ahmed, interestingly, you mentioned about James Rodriguez. Why is he performing so well under Ancelotti at Everton?
That's Mohsin, I can say that I think when Angelotti talked to him, I think he told him that I don't have a proper playmaker in Everton. If you come here, I'll give you a proper role of playing that crucial role of number 10. You will be controlling that midfield that you need. You will providing that assist. If you would like to play on the wing as well, you will be given that chance to play that free role. This is the kind of a role if you which was should be given to Ozil, which he strive in. It is given to that James Rodriguez, and I think he's a really brilliant talent for me. I think for a free transfer, I think he is going to be the bargain of the season for me for the EPL this season because yeah, like he really revolutionized that attacking threat for them because last season Will Season, even though he had a really good goal contribution, other than that, they didn't had something that gave them that forward outlet. Lucas Digne, they gave that, but I think with James Rodriguez, I think he's a brilliant player, and I think if you give him his natural position of playing as number 10 or the right wing, he will provide you with assist and goals as well.
Well, Ahmed, you mentioned a very good thing. I mean, you summed it up very well. James Rodriguez, sweet left foot. I mean, he can change that game with his passing range and with his.
Yeah,
I mean, he has a sweet left foot and he can shoot really well. We've seen him be on goal scoring sheets, and we've seen him, give those assists and passes. What about the two other midfield players who are doing very well alongside Gomez and Davis as well,
yeah,
Allan and Docouré? Because Ahmed, at the start of before the season when they were signed by Everton, I'm not going to lie, you said it live on the show in one of the videos. You said, Mohsen, this midfield is going to change the shape and outcome of Everton because Everton is a side going into transition with Farhad Mashiri. They want to invest. They want to be seen as one of the top clubs. So midfield is something which helps you transition from defense to attack and vice versa. So how do you see Allan and Doucouré in this Everton side?
Well, for me, like I told you, the signing of Elan was really good was a brilliant signing because he's a kind of a player you should have. I think Sari, Sari Ball, Sari who plays Sari Ball, which he played in Napoli, was all due to because of Alan and Jorginho. And I think so he's a really brilliant player. He's a proper CDM that you need in every team. I think he has a really good defensive record. I think he has most clearances right now for Everton, and he's really a pure CDM that you need, your defensive midfielder that you need in your team right now to stop those attacks and play defensively. And other talent, Abdullah Doucouré, I think he has been. Other than Ismail Lassar has been best player for Watford last season as well. I think Ben Foster, I think can give him a run, but I think Abdullah Decore has been really brilliant for them. I think he started playing a bit forward for Everton in a few of the last matches when Watford were in EPL. But other than that, he's also a very attacking minded defensive midfielder. But he's a really good signing. I think both of them will really give them that attacking edge, that defensive core that they needed. I know, like last season, I think Andre Gomes was injured and couldn't play for the whole year. Also, I think Tom Davis, even though he's an academy player, but he's a bit raw. He can't provide that edginess, even though he played well. I think last time in Merseyside derby when in Anfield, but still, I think Alan and Decore, I think they give them that defensive edge that Everton really needed.
Yeah, and they can, they're very good passers of the ball, especially Alan. I
Yeah,
mean, as soon as the defense gets the ball, he can move it to the left to Richarlison or to
yeah,
Rodriguez on the right. And Tom Davis, there were some rumors going on that he was leaving for Newcastle or some other club, so that didn't happen. And we're also going to talk about Ahmed, the areas of improvement because there's still some concerns for Everton. A lot of people saying, especially at the back, they did sign Ben Godfrey on transfer day deadline, although domestic transfer is still open. A lot of people have been still critical of Jordan Pickford for his performances, especially against Midfield Town in the EFL Cup. So,
okay.
what do you think are Everton's areas of improvement? Where do you still see them lacking?
I think attack-wise, I think they're comfortable. I think Dominic Calvert-Lewin, James Rodriguez, and Richarlison are playing really well. Attack-wise, they don't have any issues. I think midfield-wise, they have the best midfield right now. So they also midfield-wise, they are really good. I think the only problem I think they're suffering, I think right now, I think it's goalkeeper because Jordan Pickford can be an inconsistent. Last season, he was quite inconsistent. He wasn't performing too well, but I don't know why. But he plays really well for England national team. But I don't for Everton. I think he still lacks a bit of edge that he for that becoming a good goalkeeper. Other area, I think was concerning that they was the left side of the centre back area. I think Yari Mina was injured for quite some time, and also I think they played Mason Holgate there with Michael Keane. So yeah, so Michael Keane is a really good defender. He's a really good. He also provided them with a couple of goals, and so I think we're signing of Ben Godfrey. I think he was one of the good players for the Norwich with Bondia I think one more. I forgot
Rod
his name.
Cantwell, I think Cantwell.
Cantwell. Yeah, Cantwell.
One of the good
Yeah,
players of Norwich.
Cant,
Yeah,
yeah,
Michael Keane has been a bit shaky at times. I mean, we've still seen Everton are weak in the defense, even if it's not Pickford. It's the defense at times. I mean, against West Brom, one was a free kick goal by the Brazilian player of West Brom. I've got his name. I think it was Matthias Silva. I forgot his name. I'm sorry, but there
yeah.
was one goal I think which the defense should have cleared. So Everton, how much do you think the defense can cost them this season? Because you made a prediction video. Where did you see Everton at the end of this
Yeah,
season?
yeah, my prediction video, I predicted them at the top six. I think it's gonna be they for yeah. I think top six for them because I didn't think that these signings would come together so well. I think I said James Rodriguez was a really good signing, but I didn't know that he will light up the EPL so quickly. So yeah, for them for six, but I still see them in top four right now. I think they can challenge for top four because Chelsea and United are really inconsistent right now. So if they can continue their form, I think Everton can be in top four for me. I think they won't be challenge. They won't challenge for title right now, but I see them in top four because Manchester United form is really dipped. They haven't. I think they really need to improve. And also Chelsea, I think having a bit of attacking problem. I think they don't have the right personnel right now. So yeah, for me, I guess. A top four is a really good for Everton. I think the Champions League spot for them is gonna really do good for them.
Well, let's see what happens there. So, guys, once again, we're going to discuss about the upcoming fixture Merseyside in the next video of what is going to happen. This
Yeah,
video
sure.
was just focusing on what has happened so far for Everton. So, Ahmed, there was a question. A lot of people are saying, did Napoli make a mistake in letting Ancelotti leave, and it's Everton's game?
Uh, yeah, you can say that. I think. No, I think Napoli. I think they're really doing good under Gattuso. Napoli also provided him with. I think Damien Deme, Diego Deme. I think the German CDM. Is the replacement for Alan. I think they needed some funds because the Oshiman, the player who's been performing really good for them, that attacking Nigerian. I think they need couple of funds. So yeah, I
No,
think
no.
it's all.
But
So
don't you
yeah,
think Angelotti? Sorry to cut you off. Don't you think experience of Angelotti is still? I mean, when you compare Gattuso with Angelotti, I mean, Angelotti is a seasoned veteran. I mean, he's won what, three Champions League and part of the famous Milan team, and he's done well at wherever he's been. I mean, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich. He's done
yeah.
a good job every time, and PSG.
Well, sometimes I think you can't be a good manager to all the good team. So, yeah, in Napoli, I think he had a good chance, but he couldn't perform well. I think Napoli, I think only performed well under Maurizio Sarri. So I think yeah, Gattuso is I think also performing well, but it's still a bit jury out for Gattuso as well. So yeah, I think it's always a difficult to know what kind of a team, what kind of a manager, and what kind of a team he will play, and what kind of a personnel he has. I think you can see that Angelotti, I think in first season with Everton, he wasn't so successful because he didn't have that proper personnel or players with him. I think with the proper players, I think he convinced James Rodriguez to come and play for him because he knows that he was missing that cutting edge in the midfield. So that's why he said that you have been given a free role of providing that assist and goals and providing that forward runs and that for forward passes. So yeah, you should know what kind of players you have and what kind of a manager you need.
I
So
think
yeah, I
I
think it's
think he has very good man management abilities, and we've seen the connection made between James Rodriguez and Calvert-Lewin is very good. I mean, when you sign a big player of the stature of James Rodriguez, especially when he's coming from a club like Real Madrid, so that elevates other players to perform as good as the signing you've made, because to be successful, you need other players to perform on equal level. You need to have the balance. You can't have one exceptional player coming in with other players being mediocre around him, and that is where I think Ancelotti's done well. His players have responded to his demands, and Hammers and Calvert-Lewin again, they've connected really well. I'm sure Calvert, in training, he's learned the way Hammers likes
yeah.
to strip his balls and through balls, and where he needs to be. And Hammers, Calvert-Lewin, he looks like very hungry. I mean, a lot of people. There was a pundit, I think Ian Wright said that it reminded me of Filippo Inzaghi, how Ancelotti made Inzaghi the striker who should be in the box, poaching in for those goals. And Calvert-Lewin seems really hungry. So,
Yeah.
guys, do watch, like, share, and subscribe. Especially this video was dedicated to, once again, I've said, the Everton way, and to all the Everton fans. And we're in for a cracking Merseyside derby game, man. But I can't
Yeah,
wait for it.
really. Looking forward to it. Yeah, it's gonna be a good match for after a long time because people said that they are excited for Merseyside derby for quite some time because it has been boring for last I think 2 to 3 years.
10
So
years,
yeah,
Ahmed. 10 years it's been Liverpool.
yeah.
No,
So I
nothing, no
think
win for Everton.
this time it's gonna be really good because of the plummet Liverpool form and amazing Everton form. So let's see
Okay,
what will happen.
okay. Let's see about that. So, Ahmed, thank you so much for your insights on Everton. I
No
hope we see
worries.
you again in the coming week, and we're going
Yeah,
to discuss in details about the Premier League game week 5 fixtures. We're going to talk about United, Chelsea, Liverpool, the Merseyside derby, of course, big game
yeah.
of the coming game week 5. So, thank you guys. Take care. As written down below, watch, like, share, subscribe. It's your
Thank,
support. That's all we need. Okay. Thank you so much, Emma. Take care
thank you so
and
much.
good
No
luck.
worries,
Good
Mohsin.
luck to Angelotti and Everton for the season.
Yeah, good luck to everyone. Let's see what happens. Good luck. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.